First and foremost, penny roll hunting is a hobby. Welcome to Look What Just Found. This is episode 815, and we have a single roll of pennies from a New York bank that my son got for me at the end of 2025. He brought it to the house during Christmas, and that's what we're going to hunt through today. Now, it's weird, right? Because I guess, if you think of any other hobby, I don't know, like any other hobby, marbles, um, coin collecting, baseball card collecting, sports cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. People tend to take their, well, then is it still a hobby, right? If you start taking something a little too serious, is it still a hobby? And that's the question I have today, And I get a unique, I guess you can just go clicking on the videos and looking through the comments. And it's one of the reasons why people, let me look at that to make sure we ain't got a flare G here. I got to check all that. One of the reasons why people go to certain videos and you'll see a comment, the top comment says, only here for the comments. You ever seen that before? I have. And why have I seen it before? Because I went straight to the comments. Just like the person said, no flare G. And we got a 2023. I think I'm a little too far. Let me come a little closer. Okay, that way I don't keep doing this, 2023, it's a nice shiny, no extra V. And if you read the comments that I get on my videos, then you would know that people do take this hobby pretty serious. And it's easy to get sucked into, It's easy to get sucked into. I know. I got sucked into that. You get excited about a hobby, and then you start to ask for help, right? Because it's a hobby and it's supposed to be for fun. And then you realize that the people who you're asking for help take this hobby that's supposed to be fun super serious. Like, it's not a hobby to them. You follow me? Do you follow what I'm saying? It's a hobby to you because you just started, or you've been doing it for a while, or you went to the bank and you got some pennies, or you got a piggy bank. So it's a hobby to you, right? But there's these other people who it's not a hobby to them. It might have started off as a hobby to them. Let's check for rotation. No. It might have started off as a hobby to them, but it mutated and transformed and became something else that they take very serious. And I like to think that even though I fell into that trap, here goes our first copper penny, and it's a Denver, and it's a fat Denver. Is it a repunch mint mark? I'm not sure. And look at that on the 7. It's got separate. It has spreading on the 7. And the coin's in nice condition. It's a red brown. Let's see if we see. Oh, look at that on the E. Wow, we see a lot of. I don't know if it's extra thickness. It's definitely separation. That IBE has separation. Is it mechanical doubling? I'm not sure on that. but I noticed the 7 right away, and then the LIB. So I will put that to the side as our first. So our first copper penny is a possible lesser known variety. And here goes our second copper penny, nice beat up one. I like them when they look like this. I find it interesting. It almost looks like he has a headband on, right? Pretty cool looking. I might have to keep that one up at the top too. And definitely when I started this channel, penny roll hunting was a hobby, right? I brought back, here goes another 88. No flare G. I brought my change home from the supermarket, from the pharmacy, from wherever. And I looked at it on the channel, and it was fun, and I didn't know what I was doing, and people corrected me, and everything was love. And then I fell down the rabbit hole with understanding what I was looking at, wanting to be able to understand what people were saying to me. Another 2023, no extra V. And the channel grew. And I got members and millions of views. And it became, and they said they were going to get rid of the penny, right? I mean, really, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing this for too long when they announced that 2025 was going to be the last year they were going to make a circulated penny. And here I am running around like a meathead. Just want to check that 2015s. You always have to check extra for double dice. It is a pretty shiny one. I might hold on to this one. It's pretty shiny. All right, we got a shiny. You know what I mean? It's like, give me a break, man. Just started doing this, and you're already telling me you're gonna stop making pennies. You know, I was like, just my luck. You know what I mean? And that made me kind of switch gears a bit. And I got about 40. I got about 40 to 45 boxes of penny rolls within like 2 years, right? So that's how many months is that? Wow. Yeah, so I did damage, man. I did damage. I mean, you're talking about 2 boxes a month. I mean, for someone who's not taking this very serious, to me, I'm looking at the lines above the date. Oh, and the Liberty. You see that? It's pretty cool looking. I don't think it gives it any more value, but it's cool looking. So I did some damage. I was getting 2 boxes a month for 2 years. Look at this beauty. Ruined it. But here's our first normal copper penny. That's our third copper penny, but our first like regular copper penny. The other two had stuff on them. So that was a few months ago, right? 25 ended. 2025 ended a few months ago, and they said they were going to stop making the penny. I don't know the exact date. I don't know. Sometime probably in the summer of 2025. And that was it. Everything changed. And I guess for the next, he goes, look at this garbage. Man, it's so cool looking. What is that? Post mint damage, I guess. I don't know. We got an 82. It's kind of beat up. I don't know if I would throw this. I wouldn't put this in with the other 82s. So I'll call that a copper paint number 2. So within the next 6 or 7 months, I got 20. Right. I was doing 2 a month prior to that, 2 boxes of pennies for 2 years prior to the mid 2025, and after that till present time I got about 20 more boxes. I got about 45 boxes of pennies in, and we got a 2017 P. Hold on, let me pause this. Okay, I'm back. That was my wife. She's gonna get something from the restaurant while she's out, and oh, okay. And I told her what I wanted. Trying to lose weight, but it's hard to say no to chicken palm, you know? Hard to say no to chicken palm. Okay. So back to the to what we were talking about. And we got a nice shiny Lincoln Memorial. Don't find those too much either. So I can remember what we were talking about. That's a shocker. So I got about 20. I'm gonna throw this one out. I got about 20 boxes of here goes a nice 1971. This is heavily centered. Too bad. That's copper paint number 5. Another 2023. Come on, man. Throw your boy Jess a bone, man. Give me an extra V. No extra V. This is shiny. I'll put it with the other 2023. Where's it at? There it goes. That's our third 2023. Soon I'm gonna stop holding on to them because I doubt I'll probably just fill one roll and that'll be it. Here goes another nice shiny. So it became a little bit more than a hobby, you know, for me also. I fell into that trap. And I guess what my concern is though is for the new person, right? The person who's new to the hobby. I want to make sure that this is a place where people come, especially the new people who are new to the hobby, and that's cop paint number 6, and that you feel comfortable in expressing yourself, right? I get comments all the time. I mean, some of the comments I get, you know, they're annoying. Okay, like how much is this worth? How much is this worth? How much is this worth? It's like, okay, you know, it's one thing to say, oh, to tell me about what you're doing. It's another thing to like constantly get bombarded with how much is this worth. First of all, you're not really interested in the hobby. If all you want to know, here we go, we got an error. Saved by the error got me off of that that rant. That's okay right there. Somebody might like that, believe it or not. And it's really it's a very small die chip. Very, very small. I'll put that to the side. Anyway, so but for everyone else who's just not trying to flip a penny for $1, you know, which I get it, you know, don't get me wrong, I understand that. Know why they am. That's a small majority, okay? But for the vast majority of you out there, 2017 P, I'll hold on to that. Who so what's a hobby supposed to be? You know, today my wife went out, she went to get her hair done. She's going to pick up our lunch from the restaurant. And I'm sitting here at my computer desk and I'm bored. You know what I mean? And I said, you know what? Let me play around with my penny rolls. Let me do a video. Let me have some fun, you know, let me entertain. And to me, that is the definition. That is the essence of a hobby. I'm bored. You know, I really don't want to do something that's so mentally draining or serious. You know, I always like the Joker, right? The guy from the Joker, from the Batman. Why so serious? I mean, he was hilarious. You know what I mean? Obviously, he was psychotic, but besides that, he had there was a side to him that was very personable, right? That was appealing, that was likable. That child, that innocent. Like, come on, man. Like, but then of course, but besides that, the other side was nuts. But and a hobby, why so serious, man? Why so serious? You know, why so serious? That's a beauty. That really is a nice look in 2007. I would take a picture of that. Why so serious? And the funny thing is that, and I don't know about this one. I guess I'll keep. I mean, if you look at them side by side, you really can see the difference between a shiny and a I don't know, and that's these are the ones I want, and these are the ones that sometimes I let in. When I look at it like that, it doesn't look too bad. But when I put it next to this one, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if someone's going to get upset if I put the. I don't think so. It's still a nice coin. Why so serious? And that's the thing, right? We take so much serious, and that and I hate to say it, but the one thing we should take serious that most people don't is Christ. I mean, that's the truth. That's the thing to take serious. Love your neighbor, right? That was his that was his message to the world, to every other human being. Love your neighbor. That we don't take serious, right? That we don't take serious, myself included. I try, I don't try hard enough, right? But the hobby, we shouldn't be taking that serious. But this Christ, we should take. It's your eternal soul, right? It's your fellow neighbor that we should be taking so serious, but we don't. But pennies, people take so serious. How much is it worth? They get angry, they troll. Anyway, that's all I got today. I hope you enjoyed the video. God bless. Don't forget Jesus loves you, and I'll see you in the next one.